Hey everyone, Sonic Healy Gang here. Welcome back to the weekly recap. This week saw Sidwell's scapegoating of Sonny only get larger. The grand reopening of Charlie's Pub, and a new mystery has arose. Before we get into it, like and subscribe, or I'll run your car off the road. Picking up where we left off, Sonny has decided it was a good idea for him to come to Marco's funeral to offer his condolences. Very predictably, it was not. Sidwell immediately says, "You killed my son, you piece of shit, you son of a bitch." And Sonny says, "Nuh-uh." "Fuck you mean, nuh-uh?" And Sonny tries to reason with Sidwell, but he just ain't hearing a word he's saying. Obviously, he's being very emotional right now. He's not thinking rationally, because rationally, Sonny killing Marco doesn't make sense. Sidwell was saying, "You can't come at me because I have evidence against you." But for that same reason, he wouldn't be able to just kill Marco like that. But Sidwell needs it to be Sonny because he cannot cope with the fact that his son's death was partially his fault. He needs a scapegoat, and the easiest one is Sonny. Rick and Sonny leave the church having said their piece. Sidwell is left finally alone with his son's ashes. And we get an incredible monologue here of Sidwell swearing to make Sonny pay. This man said that Sonny being able to speak in front of Marco's ashes was proof that God is not watching. That was a crazy line. I'm shooting from the hip here. I know the video basically just started, but this week, the prestigious Healy Gang Performer of the Week award goes to Carlo Rota, who plays Jen Sidwell. He has been doing a great job portraying the broken, grief-stricken side of Sidwell. And his scene in the church on Monday gave me chills. Sonny and Rick return to Sonny's house to discuss next steps regarding Sidwell to find that Danny is waiting for them. Young Danny has come to enlist his service to the mob. Wow, Danny is speaking very dangerously. He wants to take justice into his own hands, that the system doesn't work. Sonny is like, "Whoa, young man, that kind of talk is what got me here." And Danny's like, "That's good, that's great." "No, it's not." And Sonny explains to Danny that he doesn't let his kids join the business, and because he loves his father in a homosexual way, that Danny is like one of his children. That means Danny has no career killing people for petty reasons and melting corpses in acid on his watch. Damn, lame ass old man Sonny, holding down the next generation. This is why you can't retire, Sonny. You got no successors. Why is he not grooming 16-year-olds into killing people for him? Is he stupid? Danny gets pissed and storms off. This lets Sonny and Rick talk about Sidwell a bit more. For some reason, Sonny thinks he got through to him. Bro, he's literally cursing God right now because of you. Rick is not so convinced and wants them to be on high alert. So on alert that Rick decides to open the front door and start talking loudly about Sidwell where any prying ears could hear. And prying ears do hear. Danny's ears. Rick was saying that perhaps Sidwell orchestrated Jason being taken away, meaning that now Danny believes that Sidwell did that. And wanting revenge for his father, one can only guess what he might do next, seeing as he was trying to join the mob. The next day, Sonny and Rick speak again, and Sonny decides they need to tell Alexis about the conversation so she can keep a closer eye on Danny. Rick agrees, and Sonny forces Rick to do it because he's scared of Alexis. Rick agrees to do that, but tells Sonny he's getting hazard pay for this. A cute little interaction. Sometimes the cuties are 60-year-old criminals. And then Sonny tells Rick he's upping security on his entire family because of Sidwell, including on him. Wow, Rick has his own security detail now. Sonny tells him he doesn't want to lose him because he's his brother. Aww, stop it, come on. That made my heart feel all fuzzy. Although, why does it also feel too nice? Like something really bad is about to happen. I don't know. Hopefully I'm just paranoid. We've got a new mystery on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I introduce you to the Who Drove It. It's a nice spring night in Port Charles. It is the grand reopening of Charlie's Pub. Drinks are flowing, the vibes are right. But in another corner of town, it's not such a nice time. As Jordan and Curtis Ashford head out for a fancy date night, they kiss like two little high schoolers instead of practicing proper road safety. Just then, a car seems to drive straight towards them. Jordan swerves the car to avoid them and they crash into a guardrail. The other car speeds off, leaving the two of them possibly for death. So, who was this heartless person in the other car? We've got a few suspects. Let's tell their stories next. Our first suspect is Mrs. Brooklyn Quartermain. You see, BLQ was talking business with Lucy that night, and the two had a bit of wine. And after Lucy left, she got a call from Dante, letting her know that their son Gio would be performing live music for Charlie's reopening. His first live performance in a year. So she went flying out that door to try and not miss her baby's performance. Could it be that a mix of her excitement and a little too much of the grape juice might have caused her to run the Ashfords off the road, and then, afraid of what a reckless driving and possible DUI charge could do to her chances of adopting her beloved Phoebe, she decided to flee the scene? She certainly looked very shaken once she finally arrived at Charlie's. The second suspect, someone the Ashfords know very well, Dr. Isaiah Gannon. Dr. Gannon was trying to enjoy a night away in his cabin with his woman when he was called in for a house call. Poor Rocco. The cut he got from when he, shot Cullum, very unfortunately got infected. Lulu decided to call Gannon since him and Lucky were so close. She felt she could trust him to be discreet about coming to help them. Did he do something that was the opposite of discreet, though? Did he cause this accident and drive off? Perhaps not realizing who was behind the wheel of the other car? Gannon did not seem very fazed during his visit with Rocco, but he seemed shaken when Portia got the call from Trina and regaled him with the details. Our third and final, at least for now, suspects are two teens who ended up in an accident of their own, although much less severe. The kissing cousins, Danny and Charlotte. It's been a tough time for the cousins lately. Nina betraying Charlotte, Jason being disappeared in front of Danny. Not fun. The two were looking to blow off some steam and came up with the brilliant idea of going on a joyride. The two ended up in a minor accident nearby, but not exactly where the Ashford accident was. Fearing the consequences they'd face from Mama Bear Lulu, they called Carly instead. Of course, Valentine was with her, and hearing his baby girl could be hurt, Valentine wants to rush out the door. Carly at least forces him to let her drive. So Val and Gal arrive at the scene, except it's the wrong one. They've stumbled onto the Ashford wreck instead. Valentine, in a rush to get to his daughter, accidentally reveals himself to Curtis, who was the one that regained consciousness after the crash. Too late to change things now, Val decides he'll stay to help them and sends Carly off to help the kids. Valentine calls an ambulance for them since Curtis's phone was destroyed in the crash. Then the two work together to pry open the driver's side door to get Jordan out. Jordan, who got fucked up in this crash, by the way, god damn. Curtis smells gasoline and the car is sparking, so you know what that means. The two are able to get Jordan out of the car and just far away enough from the explosion that followed. And with his work done and emergency services arriving, Valentine disappeared into the night. Meanwhile, Carly catches up with the cousins. The damage to their vehicle is worse than what Charlotte was describing. Carly is afraid that the two caused the other accident. However, they seem completely oblivious to the existence of another car accident on the same road. Regardless, Carly scurries the two into her car and gets them the hell out of Dodge. She then calls in some Corinthos gooners to deal with the car so nobody will ever know what happened. Look at her, still bossing around Sonny's people. Warms my heart. And look at Carly cleaning up a mess for Jason's kid. Reversal of fortune. I think that's beautiful. So, when questioned, unlike the other two suspects on the road that night, the cousins did not seem shaken up at all, and appeared oblivious that another crash had happened. But we know that lying comes as easily to Charlotte Cassadine as breathing does, so we can't rule it out. Especially since apparently Danny was driving, who does not have a license, and they were on a joyride. They almost certainly were driving quite recklessly. You have to at least keep them in mind. If I had to hazard a guess, although we don't have much information yet, from these three suspects, I would have to finger Brooklyn Quartermain. Not like that, you sick pervert. Finger her as the guilty party, of course. Things are going just a little too well for BLQ lately. You know what that means on this show. It means it's time to squash her like a bug. However, I have to say, I feel like it's very possible the true culprit here is someone we don't even know yet was on the road at the time. It will be interesting to see where this goes. Hopefully, this isn't as dragged out as the last big whodunit on this show. And also interesting to see what Curtis does with the information that Valentine is in Port Charles. When asked by the police what happened, he did not mention him. But you have to think it's only a matter of time before he tells someone. But who? We must remember he is friends with Nina, who is looking for Valentine. Meanwhile, though, it's not all doom and gloom. As said, Charlie's is reopening. The pub is bumping. The ladies look good. Damn good. Look at Christina. The alcohol is flowing. There is much pain in the world, but not in this room. This was just really lovely. As a card-carrying member of the Christina cult, before I ended up founding the Church of Michaeltology, It's very nice to see my girl have a purpose in life again. Everyone is here. No, really, it feels like everyone is here. Gio, Emma, Trina, Kai, Dante, Michael, Corinthos, the third. Oh, bless me. Jacinda, Sonny, a ton of people at least make an appearance. I'm not gonna name them all, it would take way too long. It's cool to have so much of the ensemble gathered in one place like this. It really makes the cast feel alive. I don't have that much to say other than I loved it. Trina does perform as advertised. She has an amazing voice. Jacinda also performs. Off screen. That was fucked up, man. Come on. Come on. She's a singer in real life. You know what? For what it's worth, which isn't much, I am going to link one of her band's songs in the description of this video. Don't forget what I did for you when you get to the top. All I ask in return is that you get me casted on General Hospital. And if I forgot to do it, please yell at me in the comments, and also be sure to throw large objects at me in the streets. You're welcome for the Healy Gang rub, kid. I gotta be honest, y'all. I thought Christina was about to make a move on her brother's girl here. I'm sorry. I was ready for it. I had accepted it even. I was telling him, just shoot me. Kill me. Get it over with. Come on. Do it. I mean, you had all the stuff before this, and then she's giving her free drinks, and then Michael conveniently leaves to go see Curtis in the hospital because they're such good friends. Michael, if Curtis is your best friend, that's kind of really sad, bro. Y'all have never hung out before, like you probably aren't even in his top 5. Then they're all alone, and they're drinking, and they're getting emotional. And there's a fucking love shack built upstairs in this place. I thought we were cooked, man. But it didn't happen. Thank God. Asking me to pick between Michael and Christina is like asking a parent to pick their favorite child. They can definitely do it, but it hurts and they feel like a piece of shit. And come on, man, look how happy he was. I never seen this guy but this happy. He's always so sad and brooding all the time. Oh, and also, fuck you, Chase, you piece of shit. Don't talk to Michael like that. He could buy and sell you 50 times. Why hasn't Michael killed this guy? Name one good reason. Ah, good times. But it's time for the main event. Let's head back to see what Caradine got up to after the accident was sorted out. Am I saying that ship name right? I don't really know. They had so much delicious angst this week. Oh my god. Valentina admitted to her face that he is jealous and he wants her to end things with Jack. Jack ended up showing up that night at the worst time. But he has good news. He has found where Jason is. They threw him in the pit. Specifically, a pit in Jakarta. But he says there's no way for them to get to this pit or to talk to him, which obviously Carly is pissed about. The two have it out. Jack says that he loves her, and I really do believe him. I think he just is so stunted from the WSB, he doesn't know how to show it. Carly responds saying, I need you. You give me things nobody else can. She basically just said to his face, I am using you. That's crazy. She kisses him while Valentine is watching, and then she has sex with him, and Val is just crashing out, man. He's drinking and he almost runs up there and stops them and ruins everything. But eventually he puts his hood up very angrily and leaves. Meanwhile, Carly is up there picturing him while she's with Jack. Oh my god, this is awesome. He's so jealous. They had sex one time and he is ready to throw everything away for her. That's incredible. Carly's power is nuts. Next day, Jack leaves and like 1.5 seconds after the door closes, Valentine materializes behind Carly and the curtains are open. Like if Jack turned around for just 1 second, he would catch Valentine. But Val doesn't give a shit right now. He's pissed. They go back and forth and Val is like, how long until you betray me? Which that sets Carly off and she yells at him, go to your room. This is that real music, man. This is what soaps are about. This is the type of shit the genre was built off of. This couple is incredible. That's all that can really be said. Incredible, amazing, stupendous, tremendous. Oh yeah, man. I love it. Meanwhile, Jack went off to finally collect on his favor from Nina, and she walks in and is like, fuck you, Jack. I'm not doing shit for you, you little bitch. Because if you release that footage, I'll tell Carly that you did this favor for me, and you will lose her forever. Unfortunately for you, Nina, he already has. But luckily for you, he doesn't quite know that yet. So for now, it seems, Nina actually has the upper hand on Brennan. Brennan, brother, you are a damn idiot. You never considered this? Come on, bro. They're making this poor guy look like a loser. When's the last time he accomplished something? But that is where we're going to leave off this week. A really enjoyable week, though not necessarily one that moved the plot too much. Next week looks to be quite exciting, though. You probably already know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you will. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a nice day.